amazing audience. We are live with none other than the legend, Tom Tate.
I don't like to be the center of attention.
Well, my friend,
just putting it all
sometimes you deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone has to do it, yeah. What's up?
I'm so excited you're here.
My friend,
Yeah,
I'm
worked out
excited
really
to
well.
see you.
Because I wasn't sure I was going to make it to Philadelphia. So
Yeah.
the fact that you guys could kind of detour and check out the office. Is
Yeah,
really cool.
the office is amazing.
Yes.
Let's talk about AWeber, please.
Sure. Yeah. So we are recording at AWeber. AWeber is an email service provider. I'm not going to do the whole pitch, but it's my place of employment. But it's really just an incredible place to work.
Yeah.
You got to take the tour.
Yeah.
I've worked in a handful of places, but I've never been so challenged as I have since coming here and working with some of the most intelligent people that I work with. So it's been really awesome. And we get to work with over 90,000 customers who use AWeber, and they use AWeber to change lives, and that's really cool. It's really exciting.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
Yep.
So, folks, I got the inside scoop. AWeber is amazing. Like, I slid down. There's steps. There's a steps option, but then you get to slide. It's really amazing. The carpet is colored like colors I've never seen before, right? It's really amazing. But do tell us, my friend. Well, last time we spoke, you did make sure and you put AWeber first, right? You said that's first place of employment. And then we started to speak about your podcast as well. We spoke about Nintendo,
We did.
right?
Yes,
right?
we did.
So do tell us, give us an update on where that sits right now.
Yeah, so the last time we spoke, I can't remember if I just had my third child.
I
think I did.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I was just about to,
Yeah.
or I just had, and we did. So Hannah arrived, and we now have 3 kids,
Wow.
ages just about 5, 3, and then Hannah is 9 months. Yeah, so we spoke 9 months ago. Yeah, so it was quite an adjustment. We have a little townhome, and it's just it's too small for the 5 of us. But my dad was one of 9 kids in a small row home in Philadelphia, and they had 2 bedrooms and a master bedroom. So 9 kids and 2 bedrooms. So anytime I feel like complaining,
You just go back.
my mind goes there. Like, I can't complain about the size of my townhouse because the times were different, but they made it work.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she's awesome. I don't tell the other 2, but she's my favorite. Yeah, she's my favorite. Out of all 3 kids, she's my favorite, absolutely. But I don't tell the other 2.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's not like we're recording this, right?
Yeah, well, hopefully they won't. Hopefully they're all watching. They don't have Facebook. So.
One of the segments we like to cover. Well, first, tell people where they could. We didn't even talk about Nintendo, though.
That's right. Yeah. So my passion project is a podcast called the Power Time Podcast,
Right.
and I dig into the history of Nintendo from the early days of the Nintendo Entertainment System back in '85 when that was released, and I'm kind of chronologically going through the history. So Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 on, and it's been a lot of fun. And there's a really awesome community out there of people who appreciate the games that we grew up with.
Yeah.
And through the podcast, I've been able to dig into the history, but also connect with a lot of cool people too.
Yeah.
So that's been fun.
Yeah. If you had to put a dollar value on what you're doing, like if I could have this in terms of dollars, right?
Sure.
And what I'm getting from what the podcast brings to your life, how much would you say that is?
So
it's a tough question.
Yeah. I don't think I would put a dollar. I don't think I would. I don't think I would put a dollar value on it because it's a different thing. Like the ability to connect with people. It's just a different experience. I don't.
A better experience.
Yeah, I don't think about it. I don't think about it in terms of what am I getting out of it. I try to think about what am I putting into it. Does that answer your question? Is that?
A bit,
Yeah.
because if I go deeper, it's really fascinating how brands that are really powerful are being created from that,
Sure.
as opposed to attempting to find that end goal.
Yes. Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. And I noticed I took a short break, and people that I never interacted with started reaching out to me to make sure I was still alive, and to make sure that I had intention of continuing the podcast. And I think that experience, when people kind of come out of the woodwork after you go away for a bit, is a humbling experience that kind of reminds you that like there are people listening to your podcast and kind of following you, and when you go away, they feel it and they notice it. And I think that I wouldn't put a dollar value on that. You know,
it's priceless.
It's priceless, right? And I think with social media today, like, you can be a part of people's lives without them even knowing that you're a part of their lives. You're watching, you're following, you're seeing pictures of their kids, the food that they eat, the places they go. They might not even know that you're doing that. But, if those people were to go away, you might really feel that absence. So I don't know that I would put a dollar.
Yeah, that's good. We have a segment that we call Your Own Unique Real Shoes, alright? Which talks about your own unique real struggle, right?
Sure.
Many times, just like in social media, it looks beautiful. I mean, you go to Instagram, it is beautiful, right? All the best shots, all the best things, but for some reason we're losing touch of struggles and the value they bring, right? Because we're not sharing them. I would like you to share one struggle that you're having. It could be currently, or one struggle that you've overcome over time.
That's kind of an easy one, because I try to keep it at the forefront so I can focus on it. But so for me, it's making sure I'm spending one-on-one time with the people and things that require one-on-one time. So having 3 young kids, my wife and I quickly realized how important one-on-one time is. Right? We're together all the time, but the one-on-one time I think is super, super crucial.
This is one-on-one with you and your wife? Or
So one-on-one time with my wife and I, to actually say, hey, we need to get my mom to come over and watch the kids so we can have some quiet time, go out for dinner and do something. Likewise, I'm starting to find as my kids grow up is that they require that one-on-one time too. Where it's me and my son having bonding moments or having conversations without the rest of the noise. And I'm also Catholic. I was raised Catholic, so I find that I need to spend one-on-one time with God and staying close in touch with my faith and things like that too. Because I think it's so easy to get just super busy.
Wow,
right? And it's easy as a Catholic. It's easy to just go to church, right? But I think you need more than just that hour a week. So I've been trying to focus on that too.
That's good.
But that's my struggle is making sure that everything that needs one-on-one time is getting it, and that I'm paying attention to the ups and downs.
Yeah, I'm really fascinated by the humility of this guy. You hear him say it on his podcast episode before. I'm just fascinated by his humility. We met him at Podfest 2017. Sure. We still have the t-shirts. Hopefully we'll leave with some more, putting that in here. I'm sure we'll leave him with more t-shirts.
Let's make sure we do that.
But what I've seen is your humility. Have you, alright, I'll be that time lapse, right?
Sure.
Do you regret the things you've done in the last 3 years as opposed to where you are today? Do you regret what you've done?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. Maybe, silly stuff, like maybe we shouldn't have got that car, maybe we should have got that car, but like that stuff doesn't matter at the end of the day either, so I try not to have any regrets. And I try to be super cognizant of all the things that happened in my life that were completely out of my control anyways. So really intentional with the decisions that I make, the way that I treat people, and the way that I think about things, and the way that I act. But all the other things I can control, try not to let that
Makes sense.
come in and bog me down. So
I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
I'm taking that with me. right? When you heard that this Caribbean guy is coming all the way from Trinidad to meet you face to face, what did you think?
Well, at first I was thinking, how can I make this happen? But as I mentioned, I knew you were going to be in Philly, and I'm so glad you gave me a phone call the other day, because I don't typically pick up the phone when I don't recognize the number.
Yeah.
So like,
I think the whole of America does that, it seems. In Trinidad, you answer the call, right?
Yeah.
But, yes.
So like, I typically, we're so used to getting spam phone calls, so I usually don't pick up the phone, especially if I don't recognize the number. And I'm also really bad at checking the message.
Mm.
So you left me a message. If you did not leave me a message, I would not have called you back.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah. Which
But
is
I
cool.
wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And you left me a message, and I'm happy that I was able to call you back and connect, and then we were able to make this happen. So,
I appreciate you tremendously,
Sure,
my friend.
absolutely.
Amazing audience. Again, you're getting it live from Tom Tate. Just type Tom Tate. You'll find it. TOMTATE. Tom, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute convos with Angel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.